On behalf of the faculty, welcome to today's Honors Convocation. At this time, we ask that you all please rise, if you are able, for the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light was so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good afternoon, and welcome to the 101st Honors Convocation of the University of Michigan. I'm Lori McCauley, Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs. Thank you to Benjamin Isaac, who's a senior in the School of Music, Theater, and Dance, for that lovely rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner. Please join me in another round of applause. As we begin, I want to recognize an important part of our history, a land transfer from the indigenous people of this area. The University of Michigan is located on the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe people. In 1817, the Ojibwe, Odawa, and Potawatomi nations made the largest single land transfer to the University of Michigan. This was offered ceremonially through the treaty at the foot of the rapids so their children could be educated. Through these words of acknowledgement, their contemporary and ancestral ties to the land and their contributions to the university are renewed and reaffirmed. We're gathered today to celebrate the academic achievements of students on all three campuses of the university. We are also honoring faculty members whose dedication to undergraduate education is monumental. Our university's reputation is built on the achievements of students and faculty like those we are here to honor today. They are the best of the Michigan tradition. The Honors Convocation is held each year in mid-March. It is the perfect time of year in Michigan to celebrate the achievements of those here today. We pay tribute to hard work done in the challenging season behind us that has led to the flourishing success of those in attendance today. And it is with joy that we imagine what accomplishments, inventions, and adventures lie ahead. We are pleased that Sarah Hubbard, Chair of the University of Michigan Board of Regents, has joined us today. The platform party also includes academic leaders from the Flint, Dearborn, and Ann Arbor campuses, executive officers of the university, and deans of the schools and colleges whose students we honor today. The Provost's Council on Student Honors has selected Anne Marie Atanga to be this year's student speaker. Anne Marie is a soprano and an aspiring neurologist from Flint, Michigan. She's a junior pursuing 2 undergraduate degrees, one in neuroscience from the College of Literature, Science, and the Arts, and one in voice performance from the School of Music, Theater, and Dance. She received the William J. Brandstrom Freshman Prize for ranking in the top 5% of her class. Anne Marie complements her studies with extracurricular work. At the Concussion Center, she helped gather baseline brain data from student athletes. She also has worked for the Michigan Neuroprosthetics Design Team and at the Frankel Cardiovascular Center. She teaches piano to underrepresented children at Our Own Thing, a local organization, and sings and plays piano for dementia patients. This May, Anne Marie will debut as a soprano soloist in Carmina Burana with the Flint Symphony Orchestra. Anne Marie, welcome.
Thank you, Provost McCauley, for those kind words. I'll never forget the day that the esteemed African-American poet, Nikki Giovanni, spoke here at the University of Michigan last winter. It was a cold and snowy afternoon that I had planned to spend studying in the Rackham building. But upon entering the lobby, I was engulfed in a large crowd waiting to see the one and only Nikki Giovanni. Now, I have to be honest, I had no idea who that was. So, I let my curiosity take over and decided to attend. And from the moment I took my seat, I was delighted by an hour of poetry, witty banter, and candid conversations from the then 79-year-old. One thing she said really stuck out to me. To paraphrase, she said, "You don't go to school for yourself. You go to school so that your ancestors up above can say, 'My grandbaby is going to be an engineer or a doctor or a somebody.'" She made me realize that we are all extensions of those who came before us. And that was something I really needed to hear after failing organic chemistry. Yeah. It was an obstacle that you could say I had to rise above. After graduating as my high school's valedictorian and attending the University of Michigan's Honors Convocation as an awardee, this was an academic blow that I did not know how to handle. The only thing I could do was swallow my pride and humbly retake the class. Now, anytime I give a speech, I always talk about how my grandparents spent their whole lives in Cameroon, Africa, and they didn't know how to read or write until their mid-30s. Even still, they put all 10 of their children through school, and now many of their grandchildren are pursuing education in the United States. It's a fact that reminds me of the power of purpose. I'm able to give this speech today because the ones that came before me were relentless in rising above. So in turn, we have to rise above, not for ourselves, but for the ones who may come after us. In this life, there will be much harder challenges than failing Orgo or not getting an A for a semester. Some of us are already feeling the weight of such challenges while dealing with the academic rigor of this university. But the way we strive to rise above these challenges will teach us how to rise above the harder ones, the ones that we may face after our time at the University of Michigan, in the workplace, with family, and many others. And as these obstacles come up, I urge you to not take them for granted. Make the most of them. Learn from them. There is no challenge presented to you that you cannot face. And when times get tough, continue to remember this. We rise above not for ourselves, but for the ones who may come after us. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne Marie, for your insightful remarks on today's convocation theme. On this 101st Honors Convocation, we are gathered here to celebrate the academic achievements of our most distinguished students. In doing so, we also honor the faculty who instruct and inspire them, as well as the family and friends who made such superlative achievement possible. As extraordinary students, you come from all over the world. Here in Michigan, you have all excelled in a great variety of academic endeavors. And there is one piece of wisdom you all have in common. You know that when you come to a ceremony to celebrate your achievements, a number of university leaders, eminent professors, and even your peers will insist on working some advice into the program. This pairing, the pride in your accomplishments and the counsel that always accompanies it, is the essence of the academic ceremony. Why is this? In contemplating this year's convocation theme, Rise Above, I think I have found an answer in a theme articulated in many forms across many cultures throughout history. In 1793, the French National Convention issued a collection of decrees. Among them, and you should ask your history professor for context here, was the phrase, quote, "The people's representatives will reach their destination invested with the highest confidence and unlimited power. They will show great character. They must consider that great responsibility follows inseparably from great power." In 1854, the Reverend John Cumming of the Scottish National Church admonished his readers and those living in magnificent houses, in other words, those in power, should turn their attention to the well-being of their neighbors. Before that, he wrote a phrase you'll probably recognize. It's echoed in the sacred texts of many of the world's religions. It is repeated almost verbatim in the letters and speeches of William McKinley, Winston Churchill, and Teddy Roosevelt. But many of you know this is wisdom passed down from a man named Ben Parker to his nephew, Peter. Peter was, like some of you here today, a promising young scientist. His life was turned upside down when he was bitten by a radioactive spider. You may have heard of him. His memorable words, "With great power comes great responsibility." What does this have to do with you right now in 2024? You may not be scaling skyscrapers like Spider-Man, but you are soon to have something resembling great power. In a few weeks or a few years, you will have a degree from the University of Michigan. And given that you are here at Honors Convocation, there'll likely be some extra distinctions attached. In our society, this signifies tremendous potential. It will open doors for you that many will only dream about. In many senses, you've already risen above. You're somewhere in the middle of the troposphere, on a trajectory toward the upper stratosphere at least. You've earned this, and you should be proud of it. As a cohort that's destined to soar among society's top lawyers, artists, entrepreneurs, and scientists, you will and you should enjoy your accomplishments. But my question is, what else will you do? After he was bitten by the spider, Peter Parker could have kept it to himself and just become a power lifter. He could have kept quiet about his strength and become the most legendary competitive weightlifter of all time. No one would know the truth. No one except Peter Parker. Instead, he made a choice for others. We all know his name, even if he's not real. We know because he put on the suit. He climbed the skyscrapers, and he eventually became a symbol. He decided his strength didn't just belong to him, it belonged to the city he loved. That's your choice. When it comes time, will you put on the suit? Most of us won't become icons or symbols of hope for a city or a nation. That's good because we're needed in other quieter places. What do social work, water quality efforts, and computer science have in common? They all need people of integrity, brilliance, and determination. People like you. When you rise above, and you will rise above, what will you do with that gorgeous view? Once again, we are so grateful to those of you here to witness and support our students today. You may wonder about the criteria for inclusion in today's ceremony. To be invited to attend today's convocation by one's school, college, or campus, a student must attain university honors for both winter 23 and fall 23 terms. Seniors who earn university honors for either of these terms are also invited to attend Honors Convocation. University Honors Recognition is awarded to students who earn a 3.5 grade point during a term while taking a minimum of 14 credit hours, 12 of which are graded credits. I will now introduce the deans from the undergraduate schools and colleges in Ann Arbor. I ask that the dean and the University Honors students from the school or college please stand and be recognized. The order of introductions is in the order of the founding of the schools and colleges. Dean Ann Curzan and the University Honors students from the College of Literature, Sciences, and the Arts. On behalf of Dean Jacques Noor and the University Honors students from the School of Dentistry. On behalf of Dean Vicki Ellenrod and the University Honors students from the College of Pharmacy. Professor Paula Lance and the University Honors students from the Gerald R. Ford School of Public Policy. Interim Dean Steve Cessio and the University Honors students from the College of Engineering. Professor Angela Calabrese-Barton and the University Honors students from the Marsal Family School of Education. Dean Sharon Matusik and the University Honors students from the Stephen M. Ross School of Business. Dean Jonathan T. Overpeck and the University Honors students from the School for Environment and Sustainability. Associate Dean Kate Fitzpatrick and the University Honors students from the School of Music, Theater, and Dance. On behalf of Dean Jonathan Massey and the University Honors students from the A. Alfred Taubman College of Architecture and Urban Planning. Assistant Professor Aaron Cayley and the University Honors students from the School of Nursing. On behalf of Assistant Dean Emily Hewitt and the University Honors students from the School of Public Health. Dean Andrea Forte and the University Honors students from the School of Information. Associate Dean Rebecca Strelick, and the University Honors students from the Penny W. Stamps School of Art and Design. And Associate Dean Peter Bodery and the University Honors students from the School of Kinesiology. Donna Fry, Interim Chancellor of the Flint campus, and Maureen Linker, Associate Provost for Undergraduate Education and Experiential Learning of the Dearborn campus, will recognize and present the University Honors students from their campuses. Chancellor Fry.
Will the University Honors students from the University of Michigan, Flint, stand and be recognized? Let me begin by congratulating each of you on your respective achievements today. Know that all of us, the faculty, staff, and your classmates at the Flint campus, are incredibly proud of you, and I am honored to join you in celebrating your accomplishments. We all experience different seasons in life, times when we are flourishing, and other times when the harsh realities can confer on us and bring us out of balance. But in both cases, there are opportunities to learn, grow, and embrace lessons that life throws us. No matter the situation, rising above personal adversity takes commitment and conviction. While moments of personal adversity can be messy, it is those very moments that our true character is tested and shaped. We get to see whether what we believe, our personal values, dreams, and aspirations are worth standing up for and fighting for. And when we answer, yes, they are, this gives us the impetus to keep pressing on and to rise above the din rather than to give in to those things that would otherwise hamper our success and growth. In those moments, we test our mettle, forge our path, and lead ourselves and others toward success. With that determination to make a better future for yourselves and your communities comes the honor of being called leaders and best. Do not let that commitment to yourself and others ever find its end. Carry it confidently with you as you make your way in this world and positively impact your communities. Again, my heartfelt congratulations to all of you. Enjoy this well-deserved moment, and go blue.
Good afternoon. I call on the University Honors students from the Dearborn campus to please stand and be recognized. University of Michigan Dearborn students, today we formally recognize your very impressive academic achievement. This recognition is well-earned and well-deserved. Through your many and varied accomplishments, you represent what a University of Michigan education is all about and the best of the Dearborn experience. Today, we also recognize the signature programs on our campus in which so many of you partake. The faculty and staff dedicated to your success have played an important role in your intellectual development, and through your work and activities, you enrich the intellectual climate of our community and beyond. To achieve your exemplary academic achievements while contributing to the common good on campus and in our community is truly remarkable and most deserving of recognition. You do honor to the University of Michigan Dearborn campus, and I call on all members of this academic community to recognize and celebrate your outstanding work and many accomplishments. To our Dearborn Honor students, I want to say, go Blue and go Dearborn, and to all of today's honorees, I offer hearty and heartfelt congratulations from the UM Dearborn campus.
In addition to university honors, the university recognizes superior academic achievement with 2 other awards. The William J. Brandstrom Freshman Prize was created in 1960 by Mr. Brandstrom, an attorney and philanthropist of Fremont, Michigan, whose desire was to promote excellence in education. Through his generous gift, each year the University of Michigan is able to recognize and encourage first-year students who obtain a high level of academic achievement during their first semester. First-year students who rank in the top 5% of the school or college in which they are enrolled and earned 14 credit hours or more are recognized as winners of the William J. Brandstrom Freshman Prize. Will the first-year students designated as winners of the William J. Brandstrom Freshman Prize please stand? Congratulations. And now I would like to introduce to you the James B. Angel Scholars in attendance. We award this honor, named for the university's 3rd president, to students with an all-A record for 2 or more consecutive terms, in which they carry at least 14 credit hours per term, 12 of which are graded credits. I would first like to ask our 2-term Angel Scholars seated in the audience to please rise. Congratulations. Today we are paying special tribute to those students who have completed 3 or more consecutive terms of all A's, and I invite all 3, 4, 5, and 6-term Angel Scholars to come forward and be greeted by President Ono and myself. You will be escorted to the stage by our faculty marshals. It is now our special privilege to recognize the Angel Scholars with us today who have sustained the highest level of academic achievement for 7 or more terms. These students are seated on the platform, and I ask that they come forward individually as their names are called. Tabby Chavis, Vice Provost for Equity and Inclusion and Chief Diversity Officer, will introduce the students.
This first group of students has achieved 7 consecutive terms of all A's. That's right. Miriam Al-Sharbughi, Noah Bach, Katie Burgeon, Jennifer Cantrell, Maddie Carter, Nancy Chen, Aaron Chu, Nicole Clairhout, Anna Comstock, Taylor Kulinski, I'm going to get you, Andrew Danbury, Emma Davidson, Bennett Domsick, Adam Ernst, Lydia Fleming, Anna Feuder, Arushi Ganguly, Sophia Grant, Zainab Hakim, Emmeline Hanna, Phoebe Wang, Michelle Jennings, Caitlin King, Christina Kwan, Anna Latham, Leor Latimer, Jacqueline Lee, Tianwei Leo, Shayna Lopatin, Kate Lesson, Aliza Manzour, Katie McCallion, Josephine McCarthy, Brianna Mowgli Anasi, Carl Mohi Eldin, Zoya Morel, Angelea Ordonez, Gabriel Noel Pascua. Sarah Pesta. Aishvarya Ramaswamy. Julia Reinak. Jessica Reinak. Benjamin Rosano. Sophia Sornowski. Owen Scales. Jarek Schmansky. Anita Schubert. Hannah Slauson. Dana Steiner. Isabella Stewart. Avrokin Cernila. Hadley Vandavasi. Madeline Vincent. Aditi Voleti. Maylin Ward. Eden West. Brooke Wetherill. Hannah White. Zhang Chi Yu. Yitzi Zolti. The next group of students have achieved 8 consecutive terms of all A's. Garrett Ashlock. Raina Broder. Amelia O'Brien. Hazel Rosenberg. And Eli Rotman.
We are very pleased to give special recognition to 2 students this afternoon. Each has achieved great academic success and has coupled it with leadership and service that makes important contributions to society. Rhodes Scholarships are awarded annually to 104 outstanding students from around the world. The scholarships recognize intellectual achievement, character, leadership, and commitment to service. The scholars are people who have a vision of how the world could be better and the energy to make a difference, whatever their sphere of interest. The scholarship supports study at the University of Oxford. I would like to invite Emmanuel Orozco Castellanos, who has been selected as a Rhodes Scholar, to stand. Emmanuel is a graduate from the College of Literature, Science, and the Arts and a current law school student who will pursue 2 masters while at Oxford, one in refugee studies and one in Latin American studies. He hopes to strengthen the inter-American asylum regime as a Rhodes Scholar. His goal is to join humanitarian efforts in human rights advocacy, either by working for global NGOs or by pursuing deployment at an international organization like the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. Emmanuel will pursue 2 masters while at Oxford, one in refugee studies and one in Latin American studies. His goal is to join humanitarian efforts and human rights advocacy. And again, I offer my congratulations. Let's give him a round of applause. As noted in your program, the university's Wallenberg Fellowship was established in 2013. It honors Raoul Wallenberg, one of our most distinguished graduates. Mr. Wallenberg brought intellectual acuity and great curiosity about the world to his studies in architecture. A native of Sweden, he was in that country's diplomatic service during World War II. Stationed in Budapest, he worked quietly and effectively to coordinate the rescue of thousands of Jews in Hungary by issuing protective passports and sheltering them in buildings he had designated as Swedish territory. The Wallenberg Fellowship provides a graduating senior with the opportunity to learn about and contribute to society through an independent project anywhere in the world. I would like to invite Sage Porter, this year's recipient of the fellowship, to stand. Sage is a gender and health senior from the College of Literature, Science, and the Arts. Sage's project is titled Understanding the Social Determinants of Mental Health in Brazil through Radical, Critical Conscientiousness, and Collective Care. Her project aims to contribute to an understanding of Brazil's high prevalence of anxiety and depression. Again, congratulations, Sage. In 1988, the Board of Regents established a series of professorships to recognize outstanding contributions to undergraduate education. Named after Arthur F. Thurnau, a student at Michigan from 1902 to 1904, this series of professorships is supported through a trust fund he left to the university. Mr. Thurnau wanted to return to the University of Michigan something of the value he gained from being an undergraduate here. In that spirit, the Thurnau Professorship Program is designed to honor tenured faculty whose commitment to and investment in undergraduate teaching has had a demonstrable impact on the intellectual development of our students. It's my pleasure to introduce the 2024 Thurnau professors. With us today is Sarah B. Soderstrom, Associate Professor of Organizational Studies, College of Literature, Science, and the Arts, Associate Professor of Environment and Sustainability, School for Environment and Sustainability, and Associate Professor of Management and Organizations in the Stephen M. Ross School of Business. Other Thurnau professors who are not with us today, but who we would like to recognize include Deirdre Leong de la Cruz, Associate Professor of Asian Languages and Culture and of History in the College of Literature, Science, and the Arts, Anouk R. Girard, Professor of Robotics and of Aerospace Engineering in the College of Engineering. Nicholas Henriksen, Associate Professor of Spanish and of Linguistics in the College of Literature, Science, and the Arts. And Lakeisha M. Simmons, Associate Professor of History and Women's and Gender Studies in the College of Literature, Science, and the Arts. Let's give them all a round of applause for their dedication. Each spring, we invite a Thurnow professor to address students at Honors Convocation. This year, it's my pleasure to introduce Professor Herbert Graves Winful. Dr. Winful is a professor of electrical engineering and computer science. He's an expert in photonics and quantum electronics and has advanced optical communications and high-powered lasers through pioneering research in several areas, including nonlinear fiber optics, nonlinear optics in periodic structures, the nonlinear dynamics of laser arrays, and the physics of quantum tunneling. He has long been one of the University of Michigan's premier teachers. After teaching only 2 semesters in the Department of Electrical Engineering, his students voted him best professor. 6 years later, in 1993, he was awarded our most prestigious teaching honor, the Arthur F. Thurnow Professorship. Dr. Winful has made mentoring students, undergraduate, graduate, and doctoral students a defining facet of his life's work. Dr. Winful, we are delighted you will be addressing us today. Please come forward.
Thank you, Provost Macaulay, for the kind introduction and for the invitation to speak at this year's Honors Convocation. I really shouldn't be here. No, seriously, I shouldn't. And it's a miracle that I'm here. As an electrical engineering sophomore at MIT, I went to a fraternity party way across campus from my dorm. It was in the dead of winter. There was snow on the ground, and I had probably had a few more beers than I should have. Now, in case you're wondering, the drinking age in Massachusetts back then was 18. Well, as I walked back from the party to my dorm, I suddenly felt this urge to take a nap. The snow looked inviting, like a freshly made bed. And so I lay me down to sleep. In the snow, right on the sidewalk, in the bitter cold of a New England winter. When I woke up the next morning, I was in a freshly made bed, but this time in the campus infirmary. What was I doing there, and how did I get there? A nurse told me that I had been brought in by the campus police, who had found me passed out in the snow the night before. So the next day, the campus police officers who found me came to see me in the hospital, and I thanked them for saving my life, for raising me up so I could live to tell the tale. That story came back to me last month when I read about Akul Dawan, a University of Illinois electrical engineering student in similar circumstances, who was found dead from hypothermia, passed out in the snow on campus. That could easily have been me. My heart goes out to his devastated parents. Fast forward 5 years, and now I'm a graduate research assistant at the University of Southern California, working on a laboratory project assigned by my advisor. However, my heart wasn't in it, so after months of little progress, my advisor calls me into her office one morning and says, "Herb, you're fired. Clean out your desk and turn in your office key." that was a less than auspicious start to my career as a researcher. So here I was, unemployed in LA, in the middle of the summer, a broke foreign student with no means of support. I couldn't afford my apartment anymore, so friends would let me crash on their couches. However, because I was now unemployed, I had plenty of time on my hands, and after a period of utter panic, amid worries of being sent back to Ghana, an abject failure, I began to enjoy the newfound freedom to think. One day, a postdoc working in that same lab showed me some experimental results they couldn't explain. I spent a few weeks thinking deeply about the results and writing down some equations. I plotted the solutions to my equations and took them to the postdoc running the experiments. To his amazement, the plots described the experimental results perfectly. When they were shown to the advisor who had fired me a few months before, she hired me back and told me I could spend my time doing theory instead of experiments, if that was what I wanted to do. Well, it turns out that I had always wanted to do theory. But in my field, the thinking was that you had to be a genius to do theory, and I certainly wasn't that. So I was scared to declare myself as a theorist because I was afraid I wasn't good enough, and also that I would never get a job as a theorist. It took getting fired and being desperate to realize that I had nothing to lose and that I could follow my passion and make contributions. So now when I think of rising above, I see a hot air balloon with a basket of fire beneath it, propelled upward by the flame-heated air, without which the balloon would be stuck to the earth, a heavy carcass of fabric with little use. Sometimes we need a fire beneath us to make us rise above the weights that hold us tethered to the ground. In my case, it took getting fired by my PhD advisor while in grad school to light a fire beneath me. Other lessons I have learned along the way have been from our students. In the early 90s, I was the faculty advisor for Eta Kappa Nu, the Electrical Engineering Honor Society, when the society president at the time, one Larry Page, came to me with an idea to link North Campus and Central Campus with a monorail system. Wow, what a great idea, I said. Well, Larry went on to flesh out the idea with sketches and designs for how the system might actually work. It is this kind of visionary thinking, seeking fresh and unconventional approaches to today's problems, that excites me when I interact with students. I imagine it is the same thinking that led Larry to the founding of Google. He taught me to dare to dream big. So to sum up a few lessons I've learned along the way, find what lights your fire. And when you find it, don't be afraid to go for it. Don't be afraid to have big, crazy ideas, because there's a good chance no one else has thought of them. And oh, by the way, if you ever go out drinking, please don't walk home alone. So, I started out by saying I really shouldn't be here. Well, I'll end by saying I really, really wouldn't be here without you, our amazing students who light my fire and give me purpose. So thank you, and go blue.
Broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round. can't find the fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, and I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, high like the waves, I'll rise up, in spite of the ache, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. When the silence isn't quiet and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe, and I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Move mountains, bring it to its feet and move mountains. And I'll rise up, rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. All we need is hope, and for that we have each other, and for that we have each other, and we will rise, oh, we will rise, oh, we will rise, I'll rise up, high like the waves, I'll rise up, in spite of the ache, I will rise 1,000 times again. And we'll